guys, Rick Shaw here on the 17th of May 2022, and we got it's been kind of partly sunny. The sun comes and goes. It's kind of warm right now, a little bit breeze though, so we're pretty good. We're doing really good. My little sweetie's at school this morning. We're going to be picking her up pretty soon. But one of the things I want to talk about too, I just saw an article on, well, I saw it before, but I'm just mentioning it today, was that they're starting to find microplastics from the face diapers now. And I do remember seeing a lot of videos of where these people were making them, and they were just going down on the floor. The places were filthy. You know, we've been using, if we had to have them, was cloth ones that were made, you know, that somebody here made for us. And when we have to use them, it's like a one-time use thing, and then they go into the wash, get cleaned up. You know, so be careful of that stuff if they try to force this on you again. But I also seen that Maxwell, I guess she's going to drop the silver hammer. Because I'm hearing she made a plea deal just to name off the ones who went after the babies and, you know, the VIPs, they call them. Boy, I'll tell you what, it's about time this stuff gets out. You know, you keep hearing this crap of the Pirate of the Caribbean guy, you know. I don't give a damn. But, you know, they're not much about her. And Rittenhouse was a big trial, everything. This lady, nothing. So I'd like to see some more stuff come out on that. And they talk about old Gates, too. Now he's positive. What a pile of baloney. Such a big pile. But there, you know, talk about positive people with problems right now. I did read an article on the airlines in the U.S. are having trouble because all those poor pilots, that they were either get it or lose your job. And they got it, and now they're having a shortage. These guys are having all kinds of trouble. So it sucks for those guys. It really does. And then they got this CDC guy. He's the ex-pres at I think his name is Robert Redfield. He's coming out now and saying that there's a new one coming out. It's the bird, you know, I guess you could say the bird flew. It took off from the wire and flew. But they're talking about that now, and he's saying that's going to be the next one, and there's going to be 10 to 50% of the population is going to be wiped out. That's his new thing. So I don't know what they got, but I think a lot of folks that have gotten this thing in the past are, you know, some of them are running into trouble, and that really sucks. It's really sad to hear it. I hope that we can hold out with the way we've been doing. You know, I do worry about the kids in school. We're watching what's going on here closely. The new guy isn't in yet, but we'll see. Hopefully things go well. But today I'm going to do the oil change on the bike. I got a filter will be here. It's on the way, and it says out for delivery today. I just got it from Lazada instead of running up. They're very inexpensive for here. Any parts or anything, even from the dealer's pretty inexpensive. But I got one just because it was a little bit easier for me to get it from Lazada. And I think I paid a little bit more for the shipping. I got a little discount on the shipping, but it was still like 30-some pesos. But it would have cost me more than that to drive up to the dealer. But this little bike has been a gem. It's been an absolute fantastic gem. You know, I had to fix the butterfly a little bit. It was wonky. And then, of course, I did the float, and now jump on this baby. No choke at all, fired up and go. It doesn't blip. Previous, I was running the choke, and if I needed power all the time, it was automatic to pull the choke just to make sure I had enough gas, so it wouldn't fart, you might say, and not go, you know. But now it goes. I always warm them up. I was never one to run a vehicle. I was never one to idle a vehicle, even in the cold weather from the Northeast. I used to always fire them up and then go. Heat the tranny and the motor up around the same time and just go at moderate speeds until the vehicle warmed up. And I do that with this one. I fire it up, put it in gear, and we go, and I just take it real easy until she's warmed up, but it warms up quick. One thing you're going to find out about these bikes, though, they do tricycle duty. I saw a thing on there about one of the bikes. I was watching a video on that 155 dirt bike from Yamaha, and he was saying, oh, it's good on a long trip because it won't overheat because it's water cooled. Well, you know something? I've been here for 10 years and I have yet to see one of these babies overheat, even doing tricycle duty. They just don't. They're air cooled, they're built for it, pressure isn't super high, and they just don't overheat, guys. I've never even heard of one yet. Maybe ones that weren't taken care of. You get a lot of guys that they just don't really take care of their oil or anything, and the things get beat real quick. But most of them, they just run. I don't see anybody with a water-cooled tricycle bike. These guys buy these, they're pretty good prices here. This one was $1,000, a little bit less. And, there's other ones that are a little more than $1,000, under $1,500 anyway. My Honda, I had the 150 that was built specifically for tricycle. That was a great bike. Now I don't think it was geared properly for a tricycle, because we made a change in the sprocket, and that just woke that thing up. And we had that for a couple years and ran the piss out of it. Took good care of it. Great bike. I'm a big one on the synthetic oils and stuff, and that's what this baby's getting today. It had its first change. I got the original oil out pretty quick, put the synthetic in it. You got to watch on the synthetic oil. I hear a lot of guys say, oh, don't get that, you'll ruin your clutch. Well, you can't put car synthetic oil in a motorcycle in a wet clutch. You can't do it, guys, because it's got molybdenum in there. Energy conserving. If it says energy conserving anywhere on the oil, you can't use it in a motorbike. Your clutch will slip. They have 4T oils are specific for motorcycles, and then you won't have any trouble. But so many guys say, oh no, you can't use that. And I had another guy tell me, oh yeah, synthetic will find every leak that there is in there. Yeah. Such a bunch of buffoonery, if you ask me. I've been using this stuff for years in everything I've had, and I've had vehicles that they just don't seem to wear as badly. Plus, it keeps them cooler. If you have an oil, the molecules flocculate and they get these big chunks in there, and that it can't lose its heat as quickly. When you got synthetic, like the one commercial says, liquid ball bearings. It's individual molecules, and they dissipate their heat much quicker. So, I had an old Pontiac that it would get hot. It wasn't to where the light would come on or anything. It had an idiot light on there, but it would push the edge of the range. It had like a cold, hot, and then it had a thing in the edge, and it would always go right up to the edge. Sometimes a needle over it, towards overheating. And the radiator, I had it taken out and cleaned. It was a 2-core radiator. I had them, after that didn't work, I had them put a 4-core in it. New thermostat, lower temperature, and it still went right up. It never went over the line, but it's just for some reason that car always got hot. It was a 409 in there. And didn't really know what to do, and I went ahead and I thought, okay, well, I'll put synthetic in it, try to make it last a little bit longer. I was using Mobil 1 then, and that, guys, I'm telling you what, it actually cooled the oil to where it was a couple needles off of the very hot, and then I thought, boy, that worked really good. I'm going to throw an oil cooler on there. And I put an oil cooler. I did it through the oil filter, because the oil filter on that one was sitting, it was sitting good, but I was able to get a thing on with some hoses, and I ran a nice big oil cooler up front, a thermostatic one. And then that thing would sit dead in the middle. That car ran really good for years. It was a 409 with a 6-pack on it, but it was in a big wagon. I got the thing real cheap. I got it real cheap, and great car, beautiful. It was the guy who owned it was a painter, and he used it as a paint car, so nobody wanted it because the inside was pretty trashed in the back. But he had all the stuff for it, seats and everything, and he had put covers on it. And when I took it out and cleaned it up, it came out pretty nice. It was a nice car. I drove it for quite a while. But I think the synthetic helped it. But We also did Moomoo's bike here today. I'm going to let it try it out a couple days. Might change it back if he don't like it, but we raised his handlebars up because he was leaning pretty far forward on it. And, you know, me, it's the same thing I did to this bike here. I went ahead and, we had some rain. I went ahead and raised it up, and I still want to get a something to raise it up even a little bit higher. Absolutely. I've been looking at Lazada. It's just that it's got the big fat 7/8 handlebars on it, and I can't find the one for the fatter handlebars on top. So hopefully I'll find one. I keep searching. If I find one, I'll put it on because I want to get that thing up in the air and closer to me. I'm tired of leaning over. It's better than it was when I got it. I never was one to like those bikes. I got a bike from my brother one time, a Raleigh Record Ace, and it had the drop handlebars. First thing I did to it after I rode it home, and then I went ahead and I took the handlebars and turned them over. I flipped them over, and it had the center brake, you know, where you could reach down and do the center brake, so I didn't have too much trouble with that. And just to get me up in the air, this stuff is sitting down, and somebody said, oh, well, that's a lot more wind drag. Well, I remember I was riding in California, and there were a bunch of these fellas in their silkies. I call them silkies, like a jockey. And they were all crumped down and doing their bikes. And I was on a big mountain bike and sitting straight up. I had that thing so high up off the ground, I had to jump on the pedal even to get on the seat. My head must have been 8 feet in the air. I had it way up high, and I was sitting straight up. I had the handlebars brought way back to me, and a real nice seat instead of the seat that, you know, goes like that. I had a rectangle seat that I just leaned against. I didn't even sit on it. I just leaned against it. And I passed those guys, and a couple of them were trying to catch me. There was no way they were catching me. I cooked. That wind resistance ain't enough. I'm sure if you're Lance Armstrong, it might make a difference. And like wearing these silky things. Me, I'm not gonna wear them. I got a pair of the pants though for the seat, and yeah, I would wear them, but they're going to be underneath something. I'm not going to go around in some damn silky outfit riding my bike. I don't know. It just seems kind of silly to me that, yeah, something to get you to spend. It's all advertisement, get you to spend your money on that stuff. So, but that's my job today. I'll warm it up real good. We rode it a little bit this morning already, and we're going to go ahead and I'll run it some more, and then once it gets good and warm, I'll drain that out. I got the oil sitting in the cabinet, filter's on its way, so we'll be in good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and this is Rick Shaw out.